Yo, what's going on guys, HyperX here, welcome back to another video for Elden Ring, and in this one I want to put together a quick guide on where and how to get the Black Knife, which is a weapon that a lot of people are sleeping on. This is a fantastic weapon, described as the dagger that once belonged to one of the assassins who murdered Godwin the Golden on the Knight of Black Knives, and the reason this is good is because it has a unique skill, Blade of Death, where you unleash the power of the Rune of Death to fire off a blade-like projectile, and in addition to dealing immediate damage, the blade reduces the enemy's maximum HP and continues to wear down HP for a while. And this thing does have some pretty insane damage potential, so if you guys haven't got this one, I want to run through that quickly. If you guys do enjoy this, a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below if you have any questions. But to begin with, if you want to obtain this, you need to turn your attention to the Altus Plateau, and you want to go over to here, this location right here. When you run up to this, there of course is a structure, and when you run towards this building, there'll be a Black Knife assassin outside, so instead of having to sort of go through and battle him later on, the boss is quite literally waiting for you. Walk up to him, fight him, defeat him, and he will drop the Black Knife. Now this is a legendary weapon, and of course when you take a look at it, it has a requirement of 12 Dex, 18 Faith, and it has scaling in Dex and Faith primarily, so of course you do need a little bit of Faith to make this one work, but this is well worth the investment. It's one of those weapons where when you first use it, you might look at it and think, you know, it's alright, it does okay damage, but once you spec into it and you actually see what it does, when you actually throw out these projectiles, the Blade of Death, you then have this sort of initial big chunk of damage, and again, you know, it'll vary. Trash mobs, of course, it does substantial damage to. Bosses, initially at first you might think, it's not too bad, but then when you start stacking this up and you consider that you're basically just throwing out a projectile which homes in, it does actually do pretty meaty chunks of damage. As you can see, fighting a few different sort of like boss creatures here, and it has basically worn through their health. The FP cost of the move is 25, which isn't too bad, of course, depending on whether you are heavily MP spec'd or not. I personally am not too much, I'm much more into my Dex build, so I'm not even optimized for this weapon per se, but even so, it's still been having some fantastic results. So, it's incredibly easy to get, incredibly quick to get, and it's a weapon that you may well have in your inventory and you might just be sleeping on, so pick it up, give it a try, because this one, whew, this is quite spicy. If you have an enemy that is potentially giving you some trouble, like for example, the double Crucible Knights for a while were really giving me trouble, so I just went back with this knife and I showed them who's boss. So anyway, that's it for the time being. Quick little rundown on a weapon that is fantastic, that you should definitely check out, that you might be sleeping on. If you guys did enjoy this, a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below, let me know if you are using this, and of course if you haven't caught our latest Elden Ring upload, then be sure to check out this video for more.